Well, good morning and welcome to week 7. You just got done with your commercials, and almost everybody had their commercials done. There's a few of you who don't have your commercials done, and you're going to want to do that for a number of reasons. For one, you want that commercial, but second, you want to learn how to make the commercial. So you had storyboards. One of the things that you have a storyboard for is at the beginning, you have your information, the name of your company, your tagline. At the end, you have the contact information. On the top of your storyboard is the pictures. What are you going to show? Is it going to be you in your store? Is it going to be somebody acting something out? But on the bottom of the storyboard, there were a couple of dings for that just because you want the description of actually what's going on. That helps the visualization process. So you have a company and you have a website and you can take payment. Those are the real important nuts and bolts part of being able to conduct business, because the whole point of a business is to generate revenue. So the way you generate revenue isn't by talking fast and slick. It's by offering a good or service to a customer that they actually want. You've done a survey to figure out what they did in fact want. And then you make a commercial to say, hey, I exist. I'm here to serve you, customer. This is how you can get in contact with me. And this is how I can deliver my service. And this is how you pay me for my service. That is wonderful business. Now that you have that commercial and you have it on YouTube, now you're going to post it on 2 social media sites. One's going to be Facebook. The other one's your choice. It could be Instagram. It could be even LinkedIn. It could be another one. But the reason why you want 2 is to see how more than one works, so you can compare and contrast that process. And this is really getting you rolling into business. So you only have to have 1 post on your 2 social media sites. Not next week, but the week after that, we're going to start putting together a social media strategy for a week and for a month. So this is how you're going to continue to grow this business over time. And once you think about even how Amazon does it, most of us all use Amazon. They have a product, right? They have a video of a product, they have a product shot, and then they have that whole star system. So what you're going to have with your website is you have your product, you have a description of your product, you're going to have your commercial, which is a little video about what you do. So if it's not a product and a service instead, great. A coffee shop, great. That's where you're going to start building out your website to say, hey, this is what we're doing. And then you use Facebook and another social media site, even if it's Snapchat, to say, hey, this is how we're doing stuff. Come and buy my product. I actually exist. And then as you get those testimonials roll back into your social media. You can make a commercial out of them. You make comments on them, and that's your copy. That's what you continue to put on social media, and that's how it builds on itself. That's how every company who's ever started got started, and you're learning the process. And any company who wants to get bigger, even the giant ones like Amazon or Apple, this is how they get bigger. It's not that complicated of a process, and the cool thing is the little guy like you and me are now in on it. Once we have a way of taking payment, you can think of your website as sort of a housing area. So once you have like 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 commercials, you just kind of keep them on your website, because that way people can learn more about you and you can gain confidence. Once it's on YouTube, there's a cool thing. It becomes kind of like a file system, because you don't have to keep them all public, but once they're public, everybody can view them. And otherwise you'll just kind of have them as backups, and you can sort of rotate through the process. As you can see, I have about like 70 videos. I don't have a lot of subscribers, but that's not really the point. The point is I have a catalog of videos so that anybody who wants to see the content that I made over the past 5 years, it's available to them. It's a handy way to have additional resources, and that's why you want a YouTube channel. So if you haven't made your commercial, TikTok is a cool way to do it. Canva is a cool way to make a commercial. Then you put it on YouTube just so it's universally available to everybody, and you can start sending it around, and you can have it on your Facebook. All right. So for this week, one of the things you're going to do is interview an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs generally like to be interviewed, but this is business communication, so you want to be very polite. Ask them in advance. I provided 10 questions for you in the book. So you can send those 10 questions in advance to say, hey, these are the type of things that I want to ask you about. Or most entrepreneurs are really good shooting from the hip, so you can just ask them then. And once you're done, make sure that you have a thank you. This is going to give you insight. So you're going to have your digital media strategy, and this is just a post on 2 different websites. Eventually, you're going to have a week and a month worth of posts thought out, but we're just getting started, and you can see how this is how a business rolls. And your commercials. Your commercials are so good. Why? Because when you have a modern commercial, you don't do it for the production value. You just want to make sure these people are legit. And you can't really change anyone's mind. So what a commercial does isn't necessarily change people's minds. It identifies the people who think like you and said, hey, this is how I do it. And the people who like the way you do business are going to be attracted to you, and they get to see you. Just like if any other company starts, you just want to see who the person is and said, yeah, this looks pretty good. These people are legit. They're new. There's nothing wrong with being new. In fact, it's a value proposition, because when you're new, you're not set in your ways yet. You're willing to serve the customer, and you kind of have that energy, and it's kind of exciting. And then you're also looking to engage with your customer saying, hey, is this what you want, or is this what you want? And now you start developing a clientele because you're willing to serve a customer in a unique and maybe more valuable way than an existing company or product. So that's the assignment. You're starting your digital media posts, you're interviewing an entrepreneur, and that's enough for this week. See you next time.